again. Speaking of stories, just Monday morning I switched around the stories on the story walk down by the Marble Works. So if you're ready to read a new story, there you can head down by the waterfall at the Marble Works and read a new story about a crocodile who doesn't like water. What? It's a great story and I think you'll like it a lot. Today though, we've got a different story in mind. And if we're going to get to our story, we'd better get working on our magic. Remember, our magic number and the magic number for folk tales and fairy tales that come from Europe is 3. 3 is the magic number. So, can you help me start our magic chant? You ready? All right. Give me a 1.
1.
You got your 1. You got your 1. Give me a 2.
2.
You got your 2. You got your 2. Give me a 3.
3.
You got your 3. You got your 3. Put them all together, and what have you got? 1, 2, 3.
You guys, it's a pig and a wolf outside the stick house. I know what story this is. Do you know a story with the pig in the house with a wolf outside? Hey pig, this doesn't end well for you. Why don't you come with me? We'll go tell your story.
We made it! That wolf was a little bit scary. Do you guys know what story features pigs and a wolf? This is one where our magic number 3 is pretty obvious. It is the 3 little pigs. This version right here is by James Marshall. He retells a bunch of folk tales and fairy tales. Really, really well done. But you can find tellings of the 3 little pigs all over the place. There's some really fun ones. One of my favorites is the 3 little aliens and the big bad robot. Features aliens named Bork, Gork, and Nickelbits. It's a little bit silly. Today though, we're going to tell the story of the 3 little pigs. You ready? Yeah? All right. There once was a mother sow who sent off her 3 little pigs into the world to make their own way. The first little pig came across a man pulling a wagon full of hay. And he thought, hay? I'll make a house out of that.
I don't think that's such a good idea.
Oh, it'll be fine. Here, take my money. I'll take your hay. And the pig built a house lickety-split and went off to play. The second pig came across a man hauling a wagon full of sticks. Hey, I know. I'll make my house out of sticks.
I don't think that's a very good idea.
It'll be fine. Take my money. And he took the sticks, threw up a house lickety-split, and went off to play. The third little pig walked and walked and walked until he came across a man hauling a load of bricks.
I know. I'll make my house out of bricks. That's a fine idea. Yes, thank you. Here, take my money.
And he took all those bricks and he worked, 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 and worked, and worked, until finally he had a beautiful house made of bricks with a chimney and fireplace and everything. He didn't have time to go play that day, but he did have a nice, snug, warm house to curl up and go to sleep in. The next day, who do you think came into town? The wolf. The wolf came strolling into town and before long passed a house made of straw? Huh, that's different. He walked on up and peeked in the window, and there was a great big pig. I haven't quite had my breakfast yet. Pig sounds delicious. Little pig! Little pig! Let me in! And the little pig peeked out of the window and saw the wolf! Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin! Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. And so the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew that house in. And he gobbled up the pig. What a delicious breakfast to start my day. And the wolf continued on his walk through the town, looking at all the beautiful buildings and bridges and flowers and trees, until he came to a house made of sticks. Who would make a house out of sticks? And the wolf crept up and peeked in the window and saw a pig. Ooh, it is just about time for lunch. Little pig, let me in. The little pig came over and looked at, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. So the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew that house in. And he gobbled up the pig. Hope. Some good food today. And the wolf continued on his walk through town, over hills, splashing through streams, walking through the woods, seeing all the beautiful things there were to see, until he came across a beautiful, gorgeous, red, strong brick house. That is quite a house. I wonder who made it. And the wolf walked over and peeked through the window, and there was another pig. Well, the wolf had had such a delicious pig breakfast and pig lunch that he really wanted a pig dinner. And so he said, little pig, let me in. The little pig peeked through his window and said, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin! Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." And so the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew that house. But he didn't blow it in. That brick house didn't fall down. So the wolf decided he just needed to huff and puff harder. He huffed, and he puffed, and he blew. The house didn't fall down. That wolf decided he just needed to blow harder. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew as hard as he could. But the house was still standing. That wolf had gotten so hungry doing all that huffing and puffing, and he knew there was a delicious pig just inside. He wasn't about to give up. So he took a step back and he looked at the house. He looked at the beautiful red bricks, those strong walls, the lovely roof, and the chimney on top. That wolf had an idea. "All right, pig, I'll see you tomorrow." And the wolf crept away to the back of the house and started to climb up the brick wall. That pig, though, that pig hadn't been sitting inside hiding under his bed. That pig was smart. He'd stoked up the fire in his fireplace as hot could be. He knew that was the one spot that wolf might be able to get in. So when the wolf finally made it way up to the top of the chimney and eased himself down on in, what do you think that wolf landed on? The fire! Ouch! That wolf jumped up, scrambled out the chimney, and ran off with his tail smoking behind him. That wolf was never seen again. And the pig lived a long and happy life in his beautiful house of bricks. The end. I hope that you guys enjoyed that book, that story. It's a lot of fun. I like how the third pig outsmarts the wolf at the end, right? It's very tricky. There are a lot of different ways to tell the story of the three little pigs. We've got all sorts of books with different stories, different ways to say it, different ways to tell it here at the library. So if you're interested, you should definitely send me an email, give the library a call, and ask us to pull a couple copies for you. We'll have them ready for you to pick up in our garden during our next pickup. All right, friends, it was a lot of fun sharing this story with you. It's time to say goodbye for now, but I'll see you next week so we can share another story. Ready to say goodbye? Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye, my friends, goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Bye, you guys. See you later.